A month ago, I started the experiment, and the whole purpose is to answer this one question. Can I build a profitable business while working a demanding consulting career, maintaining my health, still having a social life, and enjoying the process while I do it? If you finished sprint 1, it was definitely a shaky start. And that shaky start did continue going into week 3. And then I made some major adjustments week 4. Before I get into all the details of what I've been working on the past 2 weeks, let's go through my life dashboard. Okay, so we are in sprint 2, which is week 3 and 4. My revenue is unfortunately still 0. My funnel views went up 44% to 518. My opt-ins are 28, which means I have 28 new leads coming in. I clicked emails 12, and then my estimated pipeline value is 686. These opt-ins, most of them are from my lead magnets, but there are a few of them that had people opting in to the roadmap offer and also the deal desk offer. Overall, hours worked. Week 3, I only worked 1 hour and I got 0 out of 5 inputs completed. Week 4, I worked 11 and a half hours and I got 3 out of the 5 inputs completed. And that's because I had to make some pivots in week 4. The funnel is alive. People are viewing. There's people opting in, but revenue is still 0. The machine exists. It's just not converting yet, and that's the story of the sprint. Now that we kind of see where I'm at business-wise, let's break it down into my life dashboard and kind of share with you what happened these past 2 weeks. For my career, rating myself an A. These 2 weeks were honestly some of the most productive weeks I've had at work. I built a brand new commissioning schedule from scratch, definitely driving constraints and moving resolutions forward, and also just really starting to have higher impact and feel like I'm growing into this role. And my career is going well. I ended up working more hours than typical, and so that probably did affect some other things. PropertyMOB. I am going to give it an overall, it's kind of week 1 would have been a D, and week 2 would have been legitimately like a B+. Take that for what you will, but let's just call it a C+, because there's no revenue, but some of the infrastructure has been built and I'm starting to see the result of that today. And I just feel like I was really pushing the things forward that were maybe uncomfortable, but I did them anyway. For health, I am averaging about 3 workouts a week. I'm still playing basketball 3 times a week, getting steps in, and I've also started to tighten my calorie intake and just make better choices. Health, we're going to give it a B because I tried to get 4 workouts a week. My social life, I would give it an A, especially week 3. I had a friend come in town and visit from Houston, and so we had a friggin' amazing time, absolute blast. I'm talking golfing, going out, restaurants, all types of things, and hosted pre-games. It was super fun, super social, and then this past weekend, super social and restorative as well. And so that's been the beautiful thing about being in Dallas. A lot to do. And then energy, I gave it a B because I've been doing things I enjoy, making time, having some restore time. I gave it a B because I haven't been prioritizing sleep. And so I've been staying out late. That weekend, I was going to bed at like 4 a.m. Definitely need to work on my sleep, but I'm going to give my overall energy B because I did things that lit me up. All right. Okay. So going into sprint 2, I had 5 objectives. The first one was launch the beginner campaign. Then it was fix the offer and redo all the landing page and workflows and everything. Then 3 was prep for consulting calls because I wanted to kind of pivot into higher ticket client and consulting for wholesaling. And then 4 was operator outreach, which was actually DMing these people. And then 5 was starting to create content, maybe do a video, since I already have 1,000 followers on YouTube for this channel and I have like 13,000 on Facebook, maybe starting to work on the social media aspect. What happened between week 3 and week 4 is I have an AI agent where I kind of do a schedule where I prioritize, plan, and then at the end of the week, we go through and review, and it kind of gives me pattern recognition. We compare like my ideal calendar versus what I did, and we go through all of my to-do list. And so that was really big for me because I got to read it, and it was accountability. And it pretty much was like, okay, your PropertyMOB goal has now been rolled over for the past 3 weeks, which means you haven't touched it really for 3 weeks. And it was just pretty much like, it's not a scheduling problem, it's not a time problem, it's a protection problem. How bad do you really want this? Because you keep saying you want it, you keep putting it on your to-do list, but you're not making it a priority. And then the big thing is that PropertyMOB needs to be treated with the same non-negotiable energy that you give your consulting job. and it needs to start being a priority no matter what else comes up. And so it walked me through that. And I think that just like, it made me feel a type of way, it made me feel like a little emotional because I'm like, do I even want this? With everything else going on and having like such a fulfilling life, it's just kind of like, man, obviously something's holding me back. But then I thought about it and I was like, okay, there's no point in beating myself up. I have the facts. Let's move different. Let's move better. Let's improve. And so I got super excited. I got this. I know I can make this happen. There's just some little things that I have to do differently. I have to do a little better. I'm not doing this experiment for no reason. I'm not going to do this experiment and be 14, 16 weeks and like, yeah, guys, still haven't done anything. Like, that's not who I am. So let's get into what I accomplished. And so week 1, I worked on the landing page, completely changed my offer. I was doing $0 down and then wait 21 days and pay on that 21st day. That was not working. I was getting a ton of people opting in, but when it came time to pay for, it was just not giving the result I would have liked. And it was a lot of work. And I also feel like if you don't have to be accountable and you don't have to pay, sometimes it just doesn't incentivize people the same. I changed my offer to be, I believe, $27, $28 one time. And it is now a 14-day challenge because the people that did complete the challenge could do it in 14 days and completely changed the offer. At first, the plan was just to re-edit my landing page and change the wording out. And then I was reading it and I was like, man, I've learned so much since I did this last landing page. And so what I actually did is built the whole thing using Claude. And I'll definitely have to make a video if you're interested. Put it in the comments. Obviously, I can make it shake. But yeah, I made the whole landing page in Claude. And then I had to update all the workflows, fulfillment, payment, all of those things. And I was able to get that done. But it took more than 2 hours. It took more like 4.5, 5 hours. However, if I have to build another landing page again, which I'm sure I will, or anytime I want to change my offer, I now could do it very, very quickly because I know all the steps. The second thing is instantly. This one was a back and forth. I had to start the campaign. And so that was the thing I was dreading the most. And I realized is why I never started working on PropertyMOB. And I did cold email years ago and I hadn't done it in a while. And so I didn't know much about it. I started watching a few courses and then seeing how the changes, the differences, and like even the preview and the header or using AI. And then I was like, I don't want to have to manage this every day. Like I have so much other things going on. This is not something I want to do. I was like, maybe I need to hire someone. And so I reached out to a good friend of mine. His name is Frankie Finn. I went to his mastermind in Mexico and read his book. I will add that link in the description because he's just a phenomenal, amazing guy, really knowledgeable. I reached out to him and was like, hey, do you have anyone that does cold email? Because what I didn't want is to spend the next 2 months trying to find or filter or train someone. I wanted someone that I knew was good. And he told me, hey, why not just do this simple 9-word email? And I'd heard that in Hermosi's email newsletter, and Frankie was telling me, and I've heard that multiple times. And I did it. I did it a few months ago, probably in the spring of this year. I had did that and was getting a response about 1%. And so I was like, what? Let's just try it. I'm going to do this cold email myself, and then I'm going to connect email outreach agent, AI agent, and have it help me monitor everything. And so that's exactly what I did. Instead of it just being a 2-hour campaign, I connected a outreach agent and got skills in and Claude and have it so it can manage and give me a weekly performance and all these things I didn't really want to do. And so I'm starting to outsource to AI, but then creating the creative elements. And so I tweaked a couple words from my first campaign I did in the spring until now, and I am seeing amazing results, which happened today because that's when it was live. And so that will be talked about on week 3 because it's only been running for a day, but I am super duper excited about what I've seen by switching a couple words. So that was huge, and huge shout out to Frankie because I feel like I'm getting that momentum and I'm already something I worked on a while ago is being responsive. And so I've been responding to everyone and getting those cold emails and then working on a response and a reply. And so that kind of goes into that third thing of like how to outreach to the type of people I'd like to consult for, the wholesalers that are doing 6 figures, 7 figures, and how to make their systems better and bring AI into it. And the good news is I realized that the beginner campaign and the experience campaign are all the same. It's the response after that changes. And so I was thinking about certain problems that I'd noticed in experienced wholesalers versus beginner wholesalers. Did a lot of like research, prep work, still plan to keep reaching out. But now I'm kind of like, instead of saying, hey, are you doing your first wholesale deal? I'm like, hey, are you still trying to close wholesale deals? And then from there, if they say, yes, I'm in the market, I give them a multiple choice question. Anyway, that process is going. I obviously still need to work on the campaign because now that I'm getting these positive responses, I need to ship them back into my CRM. And so, yeah, very, very big, very, very big movement, big goals. I'm very excited. And it's just about managing it all. Yes, that's the big overview of what I've done. I will try to put screenshots in these video edits. And yeah, next week I'm excited. I think one of the biggest lessons that I used to productively procrastinate, where I build out all these huge systems or all these things and not even know if my ideal lead or client would even want to use that or want to purchase something like that. And so now I'm getting away from that. However, sometimes building systems seem like I get kind of hesitant. Am I wasting time? Should I be doing this? Should I not be? And so now it's just about making those decisions and committing. And so yeah, super excited. I'm building out these agents, and they take a while to build and train. And I guess I can't even say a while, but it takes effort. It takes time. It takes thought process frameworks. Trying to train AI agents to relieve your work, you need to be knowledgeable enough to know what to do. And so it does take a lot of initial upfront work. I don't think it takes more than I've hired people in the past. That is a lot more onboarding, a lot more work. But a lot of times, if you're hiring like experienced people, they can teach you things. With the AI agent, I have a strategy of how I train, trying to feed it resources and kind of keep iteratively tweaking it. The good news too is that with my AI agent for video editing, so this video here you see, I built an AI agent 7 weeks ago, and now it does all of my video editing. I probably have spent 3 to 4 minutes on this video editing, and AI is doing the rest. And so I'm definitely enjoying the process. It's exciting because I feel like I can get so much more done in a short amount of time, which is kind of helping enable this experiment. And I'm excited for next week. I will say actually getting the things done that I'm supposed to get done made it a little harder to like plan what's important for next week. But a lot of it is just monitoring the campaign, working on getting a social media presence, and then also probably building like an AI agent that can kind of monitor my website traffic, my conversions, my email, and find ways to just kind of keep making it better, keeping the bucket from leaking per se. I wanted to do paid ads, but I'm going to save that probably for sprint number 4. The next 2 weeks, I want to hone in, get this campaign where I'm comfortable, and try to get people and positive responses and get them to buy my course if they have never wholesale before, because it's really like a 14-day roadmap to give everyone the exact tools they need to be successful in talking to their first motivated seller. And so that's really big. And then to be able to segment anyone that hasn't had experience with wholesaling, getting them into a different type of workflow, which I'm creating now, that's kind of asking them pain points and how can I kind of help add value to them and make them more money, save them more time, save them headaches. Yeah, with all that being said, big emphasis the next sprint in getting revenue. I'm freaking going to do my best. I'm going to state it now, and I honestly don't feel stating it because sometimes you can't control these things. But I want this next sprint that I come talk to you all to have a number. I want a dollar sign on that revenue. I want to have made money in the next 2 weeks so that y'all could be like, okay, she's hooping and making some money. And so that is the goal. That is what I'm focused on. I'm working on closing those loops and making more money. And that's what business is about, adding value, making money. And yeah, protect the time and prioritize the things that we want. And that's also all we can do, show up the best we can every day and just keep grinding. Like today, I am exhausted. I wasn't feeling good. I'm tired, and I'm just like, just get this video done and work on your campaign. And that's what I did. I was able to get it done. Now I'm going to have my AI agent edit this video, and I'm going to watch Matlock and just relax because tomorrow I have a really, really big day at work. And yeah, that's life. That's life as a person that works a job, has a business, tries to be healthy, tries to be social. Sometimes you have to push through when you're not feeling well, and other times you have to know when to rest and let your body recover. And so obviously, if anyone has any stories or things that they're going through or realize, I would love for you to comment because it helps push me to keep grinding, to keep getting after it and keep getting better. As always, I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. Go live life intentionally. Peace.